telling you the truth. And he says, no, Nicole, tell us what happened. You were angry. You went in there and you grabbed the water around your parents' neck. I said, no, I did it. And he continued. And he says, look, he's going to turn his case over to the state. You need to cooperate. You need to do so now. And it went on from there. Go back to the police station here. City manager. Actually, I started agreeing with him at the polygraph. And he told me, you're innocent. You can fight from the outside. The truth will come out. You'll only get voluntary manslaughter. If you will cooperate with us, that's what happened. Your bond, $3,000, and your dad can come by you out. So you have the option of mask. And in that case, or so I thought, I didn't know that they were treating. So ultimately, I confessed to a crime I did not commit. And I think that, I'm kind of questioning, even a question that I asked myself thousands of times. How does a person confess to a crime that they did commit? And in the beginning, I had an extremely hard time with that. I remember crying to one of my other lawyers, Steve Drisden, and I said, I just don't understand. And I remember him sending me articles on how military were broken down with the laws. And I think the answer to that in my situation is that I just wanted it to stop. I wanted it to stop. I wanted them to go away. I wanted to go home to my son. After they told me all of this, after the videotape was done, after they coached me into what to say, they took me to Loundy. I was at Cook County Jail, charged with murder. And I remember seeing a big sheet of paper, big black bold words, first-degree murder. I was shocked. I was devastated. I didn't know what was going on. How did this happen? Later on, down the line, I went to trial. My son was not allowed to testify against it because he was considered incompetent, because he could not distinguish the truth from reality. So basically, he couldn't give Webster's version of a lie. He said, the truth will start and the lie is dead. So because of those answers, he was not allowed to testify at trial, and he was the only eyewitness to what happened. And it was tragic. I went to trial. I was found guilty. After my first direct appeal, I had one dissent, even though the majority of they affirmed the conviction, which means that I was staying there, the conviction stayed. After that, we went to the Supreme Court, it was denied. After that, we went to the federal court, that was denied. However, we appealed the certificate of ability to appeal, and we went to the Seventh Circuit Court, which is the court that brought forth justice. They did correctly, they see the case what it was, and they gave the conviction. And in October 12 days, the conviction was vacated, and the state had 120 days to decide whether or not we wanted to retry the case or let me go. Eventually, I was let go. However, once I got home, I still had it hanging over my head whether or not I wanted to retry. So it was like I was free, but I wasn't really free. Everywhere I went through the announcements, I had to explain my background, my situation. I can't always confidently check on a job application. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? I can't say it confidently, no, because it's, yes, I have, but no, I haven't, if that makes any sense. So, since I've been released, I'm happy to be home. I'm free, but there have been challenges, and there are definitely trickle-down effects. I lost 8 years of my oldest son, who's now 14. So not only have I 8 years, but he's 10. also being there, it was really, really bad and it was really tragic. You know, but coming out, it's like surviving a war. I made friends and family there, you know, so leaving them, it's been hard. It's been very, very hard, you know. And again, I think that a big part of the problem with false confessions is that the public, they don't understand, you know. And people, these police officers, when they don't understand, you know, people see them as an authority figure, myself included. My parents raised me to respect people. Police are there to protect people, even though we live in the hood, in the South Side. My parents, you know, they just instill different things to me, you know. You don't have to worry about the police if you aren't doing anything, you know, cooperate with them, you know. And that's not always the case. They don't always operate with integrity, you know. Even though they are an authority figure, and they should, that's not always the case. So a lot of times when, you know, there's a trial going on and you have a police officer understand, the jurors automatically assume he's a cop, he's not gonna lie. That person is lying, you know. And my opinion is that, you know, take a look at the evidence. You know, take a look at all the surrounding factors, not just based off of, you know, their word or whatever, because false confessions do happen. Unfortunately, they are very common cases, you know. And another question is, will they ever stop? People stop false confessing, or will Chicago Police Department, and not only Chicago Police, you know, it happens in New York, it happens in Florida, it happens in California, you know, but will these cops, will they stop doing what they do to people falsely confess? And, you know, honestly, I don't think that they will. You know, they're trained to do so. You know, like Karen said, they're trained to detect certain signs of weakness, but, you know, to see if a person is committing or have they committed a crime, or if they're guilty or not, you know. And I don't think it will stop, you know. But if people are more educated about it, if they know that it happens, you know, one of you guys one day may be on a jury. You know, you may have a case there that's, oh, well, this person confessed. You know, and my challenge is just look at the evidence. Yeah, they may have said, and the thing is that a false confession is probably one of the most powerful evidence in a trial. You know, when you have a videotape or written statement or whatever of a person admitting guilt to a crime, you know, that's powerful in and of itself. Well, this person, him or herself, said that they did it, so they must have did it, you know, and it is always true. Because that's that I did it, and I did it. You know, so it's a thing, you know, just take a look at the evidence, you know, and just be aware that they do happen. And that's not to say that all Chicago police are corrupt or all of New York police are corrupt. That's not the case. It's just that our system is systematically flawed. You know, there are officers that operate with integrity, and there are some that don't.
I stood for this whole time because Nicole told me she was nervous and she needed me here to, ask her questions. Obviously, she was taking care of. But you did say something that reminded me about an aspect of her case that I forgot to mention. And that is that Nicole was saying, look at the evidence, look at the evidence. In Nicole's case, the medical examiner who examined Takari, her son, initially said that it was an accidental death. That was his ruling. It was only after he later found out that Nicole confessed, he changed his finding and said, oh, it's a homicide. That's how powerful confession is. It can actually change the evidence. I wanted maybe just one more thing before we open it up, Nicole, to ask you, because people, I know they ask me about this a lot, about my clients, and maybe you could just talk a little bit about how you do 8 years in prison. Maybe talk a little bit about how you're a wonderful, sweet, determined person,
The main thing for me to survive here was to put things in perspective, you know, and the main thing